What a lot of people don't know is that this fight has been talked about for the last 2 years. Everyone says now it's going to be a great event and it's going to be a great fight. Ricky and Ray recognised that 2 years ago. They've been speaking with Al Heyman and Floyd's team for the past 2 years. They first talked about it 2 years ago. The decision that was taken then was that wasn't the right time. As you know, both fighters have gone their separate ways. They've both achieved greatness in the sport of boxing, and now it was decided it was the right time. We went over to Vegas, myself and Ray, for the Bernard Hopkins and Winky Wright fight, and we put this fight together in a 2-hour meeting in a Las Vegas hotel room. We're looking forward to it, and we're sure it's going to be a great event. The other members of the team who aren't sat on the table, but definitely deserve a mention, and again are known to most of you people, are firstly Kerry Kays, who's responsible for turning Ricky. And he transforms Ricky from the man who sits beside me into the man who will walk into the ring on December the 8th. Paul Speak, again, is known to many of you. He deals with all the commercial aspects. Two people who weren't with us in America, but definitely deserve a mention, are Ricky's mother, Carol, who goes to all his fights and a great supporter. And his brother, Matthew, who's a distinguished fighter in his own right. Now, one man who's very well known in the Manchester area is Billy Graham, and he doesn't need me to speak on his behalf, so he'd like to say a few words. Thank you.
Hiya, thanks for coming. As they told you, we've been on a fantastic tour of the United States, but it's great to be back in Manchester with some proper weather. Right. It seems like only yesterday when Ricky walked into my gym as a 17-year-old boy. And when the first time I seen him spar, I was amazed at what he could do. A kid like that shouldn't be able to fight. A kid shouldn't be able to fight like that at 17 years of age, and that's what I told him. I said, "You're the best 17-year-old boy I've ever seen." I said, "If you want it bad enough, I think one day you'll become the undisputed champion of the world." It took a long time, but finally we got one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world in Costa Zoo into the ring at the MEN. I'm sure a lot of you was there. I told you then that he was going to win. Not many people believed me. Now he's got the opportunity to fight the man who quite rightly is regarded as the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. And they both fight in Las Vegas on December the 8th. Now I told you he was going to beat Costa Zoo. And now I'm telling you now, believe me, he's going to beat Floyd Mayweather and become the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Billy. Without any further ado, he's undefeated with 43 fights, 31 knockouts, 3-time world champion in 2 divisions, including his most recognizable victory over Costa Zoo. He is the current IBF and Ring Magazine Junior Welterweight Champion of the world. He is a British superstar and a gritty, tough-as-nails fighter in the ring from Manchester, England, Ricky Hatton.
Thank you for that reception. I'm sure the crowd would like to agree with me, but if he dances like that in Dancing with the Stars, he's fucking no chance, does it? What was that? Thank you all for coming. It's great to be back in Manchester. We've had a long tour. Very tiring tour, but it's nice to come back, see my friends, see my family. Floyd, will you stop touching me dick, you puff?
Well, this was a press conference that's going to be live, and we apologise for the language at the moment. Hatton been put under a lot of pressure by Mayweather with the taunting that's gone on for the past week, but we do apologise for the language you've heard so far from this press conference.
not brought the weather with me. But I've missed my son, my 6-year-old son. I've missed for a week, but I probably haven't missed him quite as much as you would probably think, because I've had the fortunate to spend the full week with another fucking 6-year-old.
Well, once again, we apologise for the language, the pressure, certainly upon Ricky Hatton in this at the moment. Mayweather, it's such a difficult character to deal with, but we do apologise for the language from Ricky Hatton at the moment. We will hear from Floyd Mayweather shortly. We've seen just about everything from him today. He's had feet up on the desk, he's been dancing, he's been taunting, everything we pretty much expected from this news conference. But once again, we apologise for the language that you've heard so far. We'll be back to the press conference in a little while. Just to remind you that the fight itself, Hatton against Mayweather, will be live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. It's on Sky Box Office. It's December the 8th. We'll have plenty more from that press conference to come here on Sky Sports News. But when you take an event like that live, Jim, there's always the risk when the pressure's on, and the pressure was on Hatton right the way through that. You can see he was being taunted by Mayweather all the way through. When you got someone dancing in front of you like that, you can kind of understand it. But we do, as we've said a number of times, apologise for the language you heard there.
Very much so, Simon. And stay with us. We'll be back to hear from Mayweather in just a second. Coming up, and Ricky Hatton has laughed off Floyd Mayweather's claims that he's a one-dimensional fighter and says he'll make the American eat his words in their world title fight in December.
Yeah, we've heard from Ricky Hatton this morning. Oscar De La Hoya, who's promoting the fight, speaking at the moment. Ricky Hatton earlier said that he had to work harder on being disrespectful towards his opponent, saying that Mayweather had been hugely disrespectful towards him. We took Hatton live a little early. Unfortunately, there was some bad language. Hatton under a lot of pressure and goading once again from Mayweather got right in his face. The crowd was singing there's only one Ricky Hatton. Mayweather was dancing around him, taking the mick out of Ricky Hatton, and Hatton crumbled a little bit under the pressure. There was some unfortunate language, and once again, we'd like to apologise for that here on Sky Sports News. Any moment now, we'll be hearing from Floyd Mayweather himself. It should be interesting to hear certainly what he'll have to say. We'll rejoin that press conference very shortly.
In the meantime, let's...
Well, this will go down well with the Hatton camp. Floyd Mayweather, he's been in his face right throughout this press conference. What has he gone and done? Maybe not surprisingly, Jim, he's put on a Manchester United shirt. Hatton, a famous Manchester City supporter.
Yeah,
this
Mayweather,
the ultimate insult.
Doing everything to score points. Let's hear from him. He's about to speak now.
First of all, I want to thank God, because without God, all this wouldn't be possible. I'm truly, truly blessed to be in the position that I'm in. Hard work and dedication for over 10 years. Fought the best in my era, beat the best in my era. Always dedicated to my craft, always dedicated to the sport of boxing. I have one of the best teams in the sport of boxing, Leonard Ellaby, Al Heyman. I want to thank Golden Boy, Team Hatton, all the British fans out there. There's nothing but love. But when it comes down to two fighters facing each other, I understand that I may have U.S. on my back, and I understand that he have all the British fans on his back. But when it comes down, only me and Ricky Hatton can only decide who's going to be the winner. It's blood, sweat, and tears for me. Hard work and dedication. I didn't come all the way over here. I didn't get over here to fight the best for nothing. It's obvious I've been beating the best. So I want all the fans to come over. I don't want 20,000 fans. I don't want 30,000 fans. I want the whole country to come over. Come over and party with me after my victory. I'm gonna love you guys. We know how we know what Ricky Hatton brings to the table. I mean, we know he's straight ahead. Floyd Mayweather is a fighter with versatility. I show that I can beat the best all over the world. I'm not pound for pound the best in the world for no reason. Ever since I've been a kid, my mother told me that someday this was going to happen. I was going to fight the best around the world. It's here now. So I want you guys to buy the fight December 8th. It's going to be one hell of a fight. And he don't have to worry about me taking a backward step, because I'm the bigger man in this go-around. So we can stand there and mix it up. I'm going to take my time, stick to the game plan. I'm pretty sure my Uncle Roger have a hell of a game plan for me. Real smart. Ricky Hatton, I must be honest, he got a hell of a heart. But me, it's mental with me. I beat fighters mentally and physically. And after you guys become my fans December 8th, y'all still can root Ricky Hatton on in his next bout after he loses to me. It's been one hell of a...
Well, you have to say that despite all the goading that's come from Mayweather over the last week, Jim, this is incredibly gracious from the champions. He says Hatton is a man who has a hell of a heart. Well, we heard from Ricky Hatton a little earlier, and this is what he had to say ahead of the fight.